What's going on, guys? We are live yet again, and we are talking about the truth about making money with social media. Now, when it comes down to social media, it's pretty simple, if you will. It's universally the same way throughout the across the board. And so, before we get into this, it's going to be very detailed. I couldn't shrink this to less than like three different PowerPoint slides, and it's just words basically. And so I put it as succinct as I can for you guys. Now, so when it comes to social media marketing, there's a lot of different things that must be figured out, right? And it's not as complicated as people think. People make it overly complicated when it comes to social media. And stuff doesn't have to be as complicated as usually what we make it seem. Jeez. Here we go. I'm just myself out being live on the other one. The problem is with having such great food is that you want to eat it, and so that's really why I'm late. Is because I actually want to eat before the stream or before the live versus after, which is what I usually do. All right. So in case you guys didn't know, my name is Manuel Velasco. Sometimes I say some outlandish shit on the internet. Sometimes I say some shit that is worth the wisdom. So real quick, we're just going to get into meditations. This is sealed because the back cover is literally all I needed. And so it says, if someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. And so, with that being said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I'm not afraid to be wrong and choose the right answer next time, right? And so if I have to redact what was said, just so that just because it's like I was wrong, then I'll do that gladly. All right, let's just get into it because we do have definitely a couple of slides. All right, so we got three slides. It seems like. All right, at the end, I'm gonna give you basically a guideline of how I would go about it. Real quick, I just want to make sure that this is not I'm not dipping into something that I shouldn't be dipping into. Um, so let me just confirm what the live for tomorrow is going to be specifically. Um, I don't know. All right. Well, that's whoops. That's the last page. Boom, boom. All right. So let's give you a basic understanding of what exactly is social media marketing. Social media marketing is leveraging social media to get a desired result. So whether that's more followers, more engagement, likes, comments, or more people to funnel into your offer, right? To really make a really profiles should be a funnel page, if you will. And so here's how the internet defines social media marketing. Social media marketing is the use of social media platforms to promote a brand, product, or service. It involves creating and sharing content like posts, videos, and ads to engage with our audience, build brand awareness, drive traffic, and generate sales. At this point in time, in 2025, most business owners know about social media. They know about it. So when you tell them, hey, back in the day when I did this, like basically 9 years ago, specifically going after building social media clients. Um, of course, I've done it in recent past too. Um, Recent past meaning like months ago. But so when it comes to social media, right? It's um, it's something that wasn't really, if you will, because they want to be ignorant about it, and now it's like it's something that about it, then you're really a fossil because you know what Facebook is. You Twitter. I mean, Elon Musk bought Twitter, and that was a big news theatrics and all that type of shit, right? So you have to know about social media in some kind of capacity at this point, being being on the internet. That's so unfortunate that it started sharing the screen instead of sharing this screen. So let's unshare that. Sorry for the guys that are watching on the other end. My bad. Sharing the wrong screen. Apparently, it switched at some point. All right. So let's get into the details, if you will. So number one, you gotta define your goals. What do you want to achieve? Is it awareness? Is it engagement? Is it leads? Is it sales? What is it? What is the point of what you're looking to create on social media, right? And so the key aspects, of course, are content creation, advertising, audience engagement, analytics, and strategy when it comes to social media. Now, two, know your audience. These are going to be 8 steps, by the way. Two, know your audience. And because I have another slide after this, actually, oh no, that's it, actually. So after these 8, I guess we're done. Cool. Know your audience, right? The riches are in the niches. Who do you want to target? So they always say the riches are in the niches, right? You can't be Walmart and say everyone. You can't be Amazon and say everyone. Amazon, the way it started, Amazon specifically was books. All these books behind me, that's what Amazon was about. eBay was actually a thing before Amazon, right? eBay was the everything, the big guy, right? Um, and so when Amazon finally started, making a success, a name for itself through the books, it eventually transitioned to what we know it now, which is it houses everything and anything, right? But it didn't start off that way. Before, it was very niche minded, right? It was just books, and now it's everything. Everything you see here in this picture is like Amazon, right? You could get TVs from Amazon. This shelf was actually from Amazon. All these books were from Amazon. This microphone, Amazon, right? So again, everything around us is now, from Amazon or Walmart or something like that. But you can't start off that way. You can't start off being like, hey, I know marketing for car dealerships. I know marketing for lawyers. I know I'm a specialist for doctors, chiropractors, restaurants, gyms. Like you can't be everything, right? Because when you're about everything, it's very difficult for you to actually structure yourself in a way where it's like you create consistent results. Because if you're doing, let's say, for the example of what I said, right, we have the car dealership, lawyer, doctor, chiropractor, and the restaurant, right? So if we have these five, I need five different avenues, plans for all five of these, right? I can't just use the same one for these five clients. I have to use a different one for each. So if it's my first time encountering any one of these, it's like I have to create something from scratch, basically. That works. I don't know that works. But if I know that I'm really good with restaurants and I stick to restaurants, right? And that's my specific niche, right? Then when I go to any restaurant, I could go to 100 restaurants, it's all the same. It's like, okay, I have to put this ad up. We have to make this ad for a lunch special. Let's say, boom, we get the lunch special. We got people in, and it's like, bring your friend for free or some shit. And so it's like you could consistently do that. All right, what about a car dealership? All right, it's not a lunch special, right? You can't do a lunch special for car shit. Hey, it's a lunch special, so if you come by lunch, we're gonna give you $5,000 off. It doesn't work that way. I mean, you could market it for sure, but it's like, again, it's different. It's like down payments is the thing there. Hey, we'll add this to your down payment, or no down payment, or what have you. Better payment, right? It's very specific to that niche, if you will, because there's different things that affect it. So whoever you want to focus on, whoever you want to serve, stick to that, right? There's plenty of people out there who, if they just stick to the niche and they I guess use their words properly, which is sales, right? If you use your words properly, then you'll be able to make the sale happen, and that's universally throughout across the board. but you gotta speak their language. There's specific languages that car dealerships use, that lawyers use, that restaurants use, doctors use. And so if you could talk in their lingo, that would definitely help you assimilate yourself with them. It's like if I like the same music that you have, we have something to talk about. Right. But if I don't like the same music you like, it's like I like classic and you like rock and roll. And I'm like, oh, fuck your rock and roll. And it's like, okay, there's tension now, right? But what if it's like, yeah, man, like I like classic music, but really I'm a lover of everything. Oh yeah, like I like this rock and roll song, and then they play it, and it's like, oh yeah, I like that song too. That's one of my favorites too. And it's like boom, connection instantly, right? You watch the same show, instant connection, right? If you have something in common, there's an instant connection. So if you speak the same language, instant connection, right? All right, so that's two, by the way. Three, choose the right platforms. So, Facebook and Instagram are visual content and direct customer engagement, if you will. LinkedIn is more of a business to business networking platform. We have Twitter, it's more real time updates. So, I want you to pay attention. Twitter is more real time updates. So, if you are posting on Twitter, let's say once an hour, 24 times in that day, it's not as bad as if you were to do that on a different platform. It probably would be bad. Like if you put out 24 pieces of content on Facebook a day, and Instagram a day, it's gonna be tough. Same thing with LinkedIn. It's gonna be tough. The algorithm's probably not gonna work with you in that sense. But if you go ahead and you do that on Twitter, there's no problem, right? TikTok and YouTube, short and long form video marketing. So the when it comes to buyers or customers, they want to be educated. And so the more you educate them, the easier it is for them to buy from you. So, for example, you could go throughout all my content. I have apparently hours and hours and hours of content, right? And so you could go watch all my content. And then when you talk to me, it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, I'm sold. You've been sold already for the past content, right? And so it's like you are talking to people and teaching them stuff and having them educate themselves, right, through your content. And then who made that change in their life? You did, because you're the one who taught them. And so when they need help in that specific realm, who are they going to go to? More likely than not, they're going to go to the person that helped them figure out their situation, right? So it's like if I go and I help somebody with their fitness situation, right? And it's like I give them one piece of advice, which, in case you guys didn't know, if you do 15 minutes of sauna before you work out and then 15 minutes after, it'll help you lose weight, right? Just that slight tweak I was doing. And I learned this, believe it or not, I met at the gym that I went to, like this was years ago, but I met Larry Wheels' father, right? And he was just as big. I know Larry's probably big, but like this guy was still pretty huge too. And so he gave me this information so I could pass that along to you guys, right? And so if you take that and it bears fruit for you, probably you'll come back to me and what other fitness advice do you have? And boom, I'll give you some more. So it's like again, if you educate the people on something and you provide them with value, they're going to come back to the person who provided them with value. Four, create engaging content, high quality images. It's very quality based, right? High quality images, videos, polls, and interactive posts, engaging with your audience, behind the scenes stories, educational videos. So I'm mixing stories and education at the same time. So I'm telling you the story about how to do social media marketing, how to make money with social media marketing. And so through this process, it's like it's educational, but then I'm also giving you stories in between. Five, maintain consistency, right? This is the biggest one. This is one I struggle with a lot because honestly, to tell you the truth, and speak to you clearly, I do not fuck with social media. I don't. The other big secret, This video is not for you. It's for my kids. Anyways, maintaining consistency, right? So find something that allows you to be consistent. You know my reason just now. So post regularly. Don't overwhelm your audience, right? A well-planned calendar gives you consistency, right? If you plan it out better. I'm not the type that can plan out the videos and structure them. This is one of the only times because this is actually a full-blown course of 100 different. This is bits and pieces from a course, right? All these things that I've been telling you um, in the most structured way, if you will, is bits and pieces of a course that I'm just pulling from there and giving it to you guys. And so the whole course is like probably hours and hours and hours long, right? And so by going ahead and planning it out better, right, I could give you the whole thing. It's already done, right? So I could go ahead and just do one live and give you all the information. But then boom, that's it. I'm done. I don't have any more content. I have plenty of more content, by the way. But I wouldn't have any more content, right? I would have to plan out and schedule out another set of stuff, or I could release it piece by piece, right? And then for the whole picture, that's costly because you pay for structure, you pay for order, pay for speed when it comes to paying for people's stuff, right? When it comes to me buying education on something that I don't know, I'm paying for the speed, right? I'm not paying for like, oh, but like, don't teach me it fully. Give me half the answer so that I can learn the other half. No, you're going to give me the full answer so I can apply, right? So, anyways, number 5, maintain consistency, right? 6, and you gotta realize like how you become consistent. For me, for example, it's just me going live and doing this like this because it's easier for me to make content like this than structuring it, editing the video, putting all these pieces together and whatnot, B-roll, uh, thumbnail, super editing and stuff like that. It's like it's too much. It's so much easier for me to just press play and speak, right? All right. Anyways, 6, engage and interact. Reply to comments, encourage discussions. So, with that being said, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment down below. I would love to hear what you got to say. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to, you could follow me on all different social medias, but I'll let you figure out how to find that because I won't make it easy for you. But so engage and interact, right? And so when I see people here, like the other day, I did a live about all the tools that I've amassed, and it wasn't all of them. I didn't include the house tools, right? The house tools are a lot less than the garage tools, but they still exist. And so it's like in that live, there's a bit more people. So engaging with them. And when they make a comment, like, oh, I see you saying blah, 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 blah. And then, go back into it, right? So it's like if you make it a back and forth a conversation, that would be a whole lot better than just making it something that's like, it's for you, if you will. But that's not selfishness, that's just ignorance, if you will. Selfishness is something different, in my eyes, at least. 7, use paid ads wisely, advertising wisely. Boost your post or run targeted ads will increase your visibility. Experiment. So here's the thing. I don't recommend boosting your post necessarily, unless that's your objective is specifically to boost that post, right? Most people, when they boost a post, they don't know what they're doing, and then they boost that post, and it's just like, you just should have not done that, right? But so here's how I structure it, right? I make sure I know what my purpose is. What is the purposes of this? Is it to like make people buy this remote? If it is, then the purpose usually is the same. It's the same. Get the leads, get the contact information, because if you have the contact information, then you're able to contact them again. So it's pointless to run an advertisement and not collect somebody's information. So number 1, you build it so that you could collect their information. You don't build it to collect their money, right? You don't need to collect their money right now. What you need to do is collect their intellect or their data. And so by you collecting that allows you to go back and then provide them value later, right? You could send them emails, not spam them, send them quality value emails. And so that's every time that's my objective. I'm like, the objective is to get contact information so that I could build my list. Because the list that you build, nobody can ever take that from you. For real though. The list that you create, nobody could take it from you. The only way they could take it from you is literally if you lose it. If you go on Google, right, and you put that on Google, well, guess what? If Google blocks you out, then you don't have the list. So is it truly yours? Probably not. So have housing it where you personally have access to it, and it's like everything could shut off, and you still have that information. That's that's precious, right? And so most people don't uh, diversify where they put their information. They depend on one avenue, and when that happens, and it's like you lose your phone, because for most people, it's their phone that is the biggest thing that has everything. Like the Notes app, I'm fucking up right now, to be honest with you. In my Notes app, I do have a little bit of redundancy because it's on two devices, but that's not enough, right? So it's like be redundant with your information, because at the end of the day, if you lost 100% of your pictures, would you feel that? Would you be like, fuck, that sucks? Or would you be like, it is what it is? If you're like, it is what it is, then it doesn't matter, right? But if it's something of value to you and you're like, nah, if I lose this, it's a disaster, then make sure you take care of it. All right. Number 8. This is the part that everybody forgets right here. This is the last and final part, and then I'm dipping. I'm getting out of here. I'm grabbing this food right here, and we're gonna finish stuffing our face. All right. Track and adjust. People are not tracking what's working. They literally give you analytics on YouTube, so you understand what's working and what's not working. And so if you're not using that, if you're not leveraging that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to see what's working best so that you could keep getting those results, which are the most prime results that you want, right? You want to get better. You want to increase. You don't want to decrease, right? You don't want to stay the same. That's stagnation. You want to grow. And so, in order to grow, you need to be tracking it. The biggest example, right? Whatever you, whatever you tend to track, you tend to increase, right? So, for example, for me, what I tend to increase, what when I'm focusing on losing weight, I'm looking at that scale every single day, right? Or if I'm keeping the data up with my weight, I'm not gonna lose weight. Well, if my objective is to lose weight, I'm gonna lose weight. But if my objective is to stay the same, I'm gonna be able to track that and see, okay, based on what I ate today, I gained 2 pounds. Now we need to make some adjustments, right? But I couldn't know that I gained the 2 pounds if I didn't weigh myself the day before and the day after I gained the 2 pounds, right? So by being able to track this information, I could adjust. Now I could be like, okay, I cannot eat that food again. I can't eat cake. I can't eat a whole cake to myself because that's what got me to raise up 2 pounds. Okay, so we can adjust. Maybe I have a slice, right? But you can't adjust without knowing that information. So data is 1000% one of the most important things that we can do. And so if you enjoy this video, again, this is just one of many videos to come. I have literally 700 plus documents. It's probably closer to 800 now on Google, right? I have ish because I got to see what I have on that hard drive because I told you about this redundancy. I've learned that through losing 5 years of data. And so I lost this 5 years of data. And the redundancy of it is that luckily I have it in a second spot. I haven't been able to grab that second spot yet, but that's the point of redundancy, is to have it so that just in case you have access to it. And so be redundant with your information because the lessons that you've learned in this life are so valuable that if you do not use it, you lose it, right? If you don't share it and you decide to keep it for yourself, well, that's going to wear you down. So make sure you're spreading that love of whatever you learned and helping somebody else learn. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow, which I do this every day at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.